family. How are you? I wanted something else. Shabbat Shalom. Today is the day that the Bible speaks about Jesus going into the temple. And when he went into the temple, he spoke about the things that the fathers of years past had experienced and overcome. So today, my favorite thing to do is look back at a story of overcoming. The title of the message is that you have to stop complaining. You have to stop thinking that every time you go through this problem that you go through, then you keep talking about it over and over, that's going to help. But in actuality, what that is doing is suppressing your spirit. It's negative. Anything negative cannot uplift you. There's a story about Moses and the children of Israel. You see, the children of Israel, they were in Egypt for over 400 years as slaves. And Moses was used to deliver them from this bondage, the stronghold of their children being sacrificed, their men and women being raped and killed and senselessly being beaten just to please the Pharaoh. And the children kept going to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, "We've served you. Is this the best you can do?" Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Well, the Lord delivered them. He used Moses to deliver them. And they were able to go into the land where freedom reigned. The Lord had promised them a land that they were supposed to head for, the land of milk and honey. It was the promised land. In your mind, have you ever been given a vision? A vision to implement what you love, and all of a sudden it just didn't come to fruition? What did you do to get to that promised land? For your vision is that promised land. The children complained. They complained because the food wasn't good. Don't we do that? They complained because the clothes wasn't what they liked. They complained that everything they were going through in the wilderness before they got to the promised land, they complained that all that they were going through there in the desert, that it was nothing like what they thought it would be. And that when they were in the land of Egypt under Pharaoh, that it was better. Isn't that typical of us? We always look to the past. Why do we look to the past? The past is done. You cannot go back into the past and change it. You only have today. Today is what you have to worry about, because even tomorrow is not promised. How are you supposed to make anything happen for tomorrow? Do you know whether or not you will wake up tomorrow? You don't. You have this moment to make whatever it is that needs to be done. Done with integrity, with honor, and with grace. Okay, so yeah, a lot of things have happened to you in your life. But they were used to groom you. They were used to have you become mature enough so that that vision that you received when you were much younger, now you can implement it because now you have the stamina to uphold it. Well, the children in Israel, oh, they complained because they were receiving this food called manna from heaven. And they received it every day. And don't we complain even from when we were children about having a particular food? We do it with our parents, and so did these children. And the Lord in his infinite wisdom, he gave them food for them to be able to catch in the wild meat that was different to manna. So they were able to fool themselves until they were satisfied. But then after you have taken care of that emotion, what then? What are you doing? What are you doing for yourself? The children had Moses as a leader. Are you a leader? Or has there been a leader placed over you that's showing you a way that you don't like, but yet it will bring you to the promised land? You have to learn how to humble yourself. The Lord said in his word in 2 Chronicles, in 7:14, he said, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, and that means that you have to come as a child. He said if you would pray and seek his face and ask for forgiveness of whatever it is that you have done in thought, word, or deed, any actions that you know. He said when you ask for this forgiveness, when you repented of your sins, he said that he would hear you in heaven and that he would forgive them and heal your land. But these people that's in the Bible, that's in our life, that's in the world, they complained. They complained about not feeling good, not looking good, being at the job, not liking taking a bus to work or a train to work. Oh, the car is acting up. They want a new car, or they want to be able to get to the beauty parlor, or they go to the doctor and the doctor's not fixing and they don't feel good. Their mind is not working properly. They're depressed. They have that anxiety. They're confused and they complain. But they're not doing what they need to do to overcome it. Moses tried to intercede. Do we ever have people who come to us and say, look, I know you're going through. Just hold on. Just keep going. Do what you got to do to get through it. Why aren't we listening to them? Why do we constantly complain? There are many others who are worse off than we are in what we have, but we still complain. The Lord, in his anger, in Numbers 14:26, he got very upset because he listened to the complaints over and over, and after 10 times he was done. And the promised land that he went and said that the children would receive, he told Moses, none of them except one who was loyal to the Father was going to make it to the land of milk and honey, the promised land. They lost the gift, the blessing that God had for them. They abused the grace. Jesus came so that we can have a chance in order to be able to overcome. But even then, God says in his word, once you know the truth and you still continuously go against the truth, oh, you'll have grace for a time. But then there will come a time where he'll leave you to your own devices. eventually you'll cry out to him, because your own devices will never lead you to him, but to hell. He says he wants you to be holy. That means set apart. He wants you to be sanctified. He wants you to be able to be righteous. But the only way you could be that way is to follow his ways, his laws, his commandments, his statutes, and his judgments wrapped up in the royal commandments that Jesus left. And that is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy soul, and thy mind. And then love thy neighbor as you would yourself. So he's given you the recipe. For you already had the problem and you needed the solution. And that's what he says is the solution. So simply follow his way. And then you too will be able to receive the promised land. You must prepare yourself for the Father. I am Pastor Marina Montilla. My head is Pastor Raphael Montilla. We are pastors of Jirah International Ministerial, a healing and deliverance ministry. If you have a problem, there is the email right there. Send me an email, I'll answer. If you want to speak to someone, there's a number there, call it. I will talk to you. If I didn't get to the phone, leave a message, I'll call you back. Know this, I love you. See you soon.